Here I am, on the beautiful beaches of Cuba. Our trip began here in Varadero. What we experienced here couldn't just be described by words, and that's the reason why I'm showing you those amazing footages. The sun was shining and the time had stopped. My first encounter with the past was deep underneath the water. What you see is a huge Russian destroyer that was put to rest in 1998. This underwater wildlife park lies in the vicinity of the popular tourist destination Varadero. The water was clear and the ship was floating on a sandy seabed. People say that Fidel Castro promoted the project of sinking this ship, being an avid diver himself. The beautiful landscapes on my way to the capital Havana. What I saw in the beginning were the rich parts of the city, like Hotel Nacional, or places like the bar of Hemingway, where tourists are having fun. This is the main boulevard right next to the sea. The houses here were built in Baroque and Neoclassic style, and the buildings are dating from the 17th century. Havana used to be one of the main shipbuilding centers in the world. What you see is the Capitolio Nacional, which is now a university. This used to be the Palace of Baptista, the last president before the revolution. There are few churches left, because the government doesn't support as much religion. Most of the buildings are fallen in ruins due to the new totalitarian communist regime, and only a few are restored. Nowadays, they are not used for the purposes they were actually built for. The buildings are overcrowded, and people have sold everything valuable inside them. Just like this house, which used to be an astonishing mansion. Cuba is famous for its old cars and trucks, which can be seen everywhere. Most of the old cars came from the United States during the 20th century, but the flow stopped in the late 1959, when the revolution took place and embargo was issued between the US and Cuba. The next supplier of cars was the Soviet Union, which brought to the country the Volga, the Moskvich, the Lada, and many other Eastern cars. The most recent cars are from China, but they are fewer in comparison with the old ones. Cuba is a multi-ethnic nation full of people whose ancestors immigrated from Spain. The revolution took place because people were not satisfied with the corrupted government. At the time, Cuba was one of the richest countries in Latin America, but the contrast between the poor and the rich was huge. Even though Castro promised wealth and equality to everyone, what I saw there was a total misery. People were very poor and they begged you for money. The most famous sport is baseball. Such bars are only full with tourists. Restaurants are very expensive for the normal Cuban citizen because he receives monthly salary less than $20. What boys usually do is training on places like that. There are not many markets. Cubans use coupons to buy their food. Fruits and vegetables are abundant, but in bakeries, for example, warm queues are formed and sometimes the bread is not enough.
Remember, with the phones, in a very discreet way, I'm going to show you where the cameras are.
We had an opportunity to see how people were working in factories, and this is a cigar factory. Those footages are secretly done. However, the industrial production is nationalized, and there are almost no private businesses. The life of Cubans is not easy. The government have an absolute power over everything. The police is always watching them. Almost all of the books that are on the market are about Che Guevara, Fidel Castro, and the revolution. The souvenirs that tourists can buy have the icon of Che Guevara, like sculptures, t-shirts, paintings, magnets, hats, bags, and much more. The massive communist buildings just couldn't be missed. They make you feel the power of the totalitarian regime and just left me speechless. There are big portraits of Che Guevara or monuments praising the new government. It is amazing how much the country is promoting its regime. There are many museums around the town, just like this one. In this museum, it can be seen the boat of Castro and Che Guevara, which helped them reach the coast of Cuba and lead to its current position. At the end, I want to show you my favorite caption: Viva Cuba Libre. I will explain you why in a while. Thank you.